This episode is sponsored by the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. August entertainment includes the $1 million Charlestown Classic Race and Festival. Enjoy live racing, live entertainment, food trucks, and more. Fun for the whole family. Details at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Comedian Iliza Shlesinger cracks up the hall at Live Casino and Hotel in Arundel Mills, Maryland tomorrow night. She called in to preview the show as well as her upcoming stand-up special on Amazon Prime and to reflect on some highlights throughout her career. Hey, Iliza Shlesinger. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on WTOP in Washington, D.C.
Oh, man. Pumped to be here, Jason. How are you?
We're doing all right. We should tell everyone you're coming to the hall at Live Casino and Hotel in Arundel Mills, Maryland, not far from D.C. and kind of close to Baltimore, actually, this Friday. So better get your tickets, everybody. We're calling this the Get Ready Tour. What are we getting ready for? What's in the title?
This is the Get Ready Tour. You guys are getting ready with me because I'm shooting my brand new special with Amazon. It'll be my 7th hour in November in Salt Lake City. You could also fly out for that. And so this tour, I've been polishing this hour. My son's about 6 months old, so I took a little time off to have him, but this is a brand new hour. And we're also capitalizing on those Get Ready With Me videos that people like to make online, where it's like, get ready with me while I journal and have a green juice and lie about everything. And so it's girly, it's fun. And that's the special.
I love it. So there you go, folks. This is all in the build up to the big Amazon special. And what's it going to be called? Is it going to be called Get Ready, the actual special on Amazon?
No. So
Okay.
Usually your tour name has nothing to do with the hour special. I have a couple names that are rattling around. So I can't tell you yet. It's a big secret.
Okay, gotcha. Well, for now, the working title is Rattling Around. With
There you
Iliza
go.
Shlesinger.
You know what? That's actually a great title if you do a special about kids. That's actually awesome. I'm going to write that down for when my kids are a little bit older, and I want to make sure nobody watches the special.
I totally flubbed into that one. I didn't think about it like a
I like
baby,
that.
a
No, I like
rattle.
that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
or it's about if you raise snakes. Either way, we'll figure it out.
That's really funny. All right, cool. What other stuff other than being a new mom and what other topics do we go into? Is it anything that would be related to our DC area? Any politics or mostly personal stuff, or what is it?
You think I'm going to get on a radio show and just rail on politics and then just be like, I hope people come out to the show? No.
Only half of
I'm
America will buy your tickets then.
Yeah. And then also it has to be that half that's listening to a DC regional radio show.
Exactly.
You know, I came through DC on my tour in the fall of last year. We played the Daughters of the American Revolution. Daughters of the American Revolution Hall.
Yeah, DAR Constitution.
Yeah, the DAR. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, mom brain. It's
All right.
amazing that I'm actually walking and functioning while talking to you and holding a phone. But DC is one of the greatest comedy cities in America. Politics aside, I mean, the crowds are amped for a good time. They're intelligent. It's one of my favorite cities to play in, and I think they don't get enough credit for that. And so I couldn't go right back to DC because I was pretty much just there. And so to get to come out to a big casino like live, I hope that new fans come out because you're going to see a different hour than the one that you saw. So it's a great way to get to see 2 of my hours within a year.
There you go. That's 2 of the most important hours you'll spend all year, folks. That's great. All right. Well, so in addition to teeing up this actual show, I love to always remind our listeners sort of your origin story, how you got into this racket in the first place. I know you were born in New York City, but you mostly grew up in Dallas, Texas. So wait, does that mean you were a Dallas Cowboys fan? You know, here in DC, that's like bad news. Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know a lot of women my age that rep really hard for an NFL team from a city that they don't live in anymore and don't care about. I think there's a little too much going on in the world. But you know what? I do think we always look for reasons to write people off. So if it's the fact that I grew up in Dallas, Texas, are they called the Redskins anymore?
No, it's the Commanders, but no one really likes that name. They're gonna find a new name. I don't even know what they're gonna be, but
yeah, if there's one, we're always struggling to make sure everybody's feelings are okay. But you know, I don't know. I hate being asked about growing up in Dallas. It's so irrelevant. What I can tell you is currently, at age 41, I have a podcast. It's called Ask Iliza Anything. And
Yeah.
we get questions. We actually get a lot of people from DC because I look at the demographics. We get people, they write in questions about their like burning life questions that they're afraid to ask their best friends or their family. And we just celebrated 300 episodes. And so if you have a question you need me to weigh in on, and there's no repercussions for me, you can always write into our podcast. And we release episodes every Wednesday. And other than that, I'm just on this tour. It just started. We just played Indiana and Montreal and Oregon. And so I'm pumped to be coming to your area. I'm also doing Atlantic City in that same weekend. So I like playing the Northeast because you can get everywhere because you guys actually utilize things like trains, which we don't really get to do out in California. Public transportation is actually working where you guys live. So I'm pumped to come out there and get a lot of people from a lot of areas.
What a novel concept. Yeah, I guess I guess you kind of spent a little time over here, at least in college, Emerson in Boston, but you moved to LA for the stand-up career. And I guess you won MySpace's So You Think You're Funny contest, but I guess the big break would have been on TV on NBC's Last Comic Standing.
Well, I hope your listeners are riveted by hearing that I won the MySpace So You Think You're Funny contest in 2007. So folks, if you want to watch some grainy stand-up clips, I'm sure they're on the dark web somewhere.
MySpace is an elder millennial reference.
Yeah, I definitely, there's a permanent MySpace page up in the Smithsonian somewhere. And I know that they tried to make it a thing, but it's just going to have to be locked in permanence in our memories as elder millennials forever. Up there with Friendster, Napster, and Facebook for the most part.
All that great free music we burnt CDs to.
LimeWire. Oh yeah.
Well, my Last Comic Standing is what made your household name, and then you start doing stand-up specials on Netflix, War Paint, Freezing Hot, Confirmed Kills. But let's go into Elder Millennial because my wife and I just watched that one recently. And I wanted to thank you for pointing out the difference there. Like we've been saying it for years, even before you did that special. But like our life experience as folks born in like the early '80s, the elder millennial side, we grew up before the internet. Our experience is way different from younger millennials.
I mean, comedy is about bringing people together by pointing out the differences. And I do think millennials are a large generation, but elder millennials where you're not Generation X, but you're also not younger millennials. So I wanted to point out, while I am still one of you, I am elder. So I do have the life advice and I do remember things that people who are a little bit younger than me may not have a context for. All any generation wants is to like leave their mark and get an apology from the one before and pretend like they invented something. And so now I get the benefit of, and now that I have two kids, especially, of feeling old and of getting to look at Generation Z and say, oh my God, I remember when I wore Birkenstocks. I remember when they were ugly the first time around. Children, you've invented nothing. And so it makes me feel old, but at least it makes me feel like I'm a part of a group. And really my hour, my stand-up is all about observing life as it happens. And so it's a great place. It's like AA, but for people who are aging. I think it's a great way to come and share your stories about how getting older has made you feel worse, but also commune with people who also remember when MTV used to play music videos.
Exactly.
My most recent special is Hot Forever, and that was on Netflix a few years ago. And so I usually do a special every year and a half. And I took a step back just to actually give birth to a child, which I know we like to fault women for doing things like that, but, doing my best. And so just working on that 7th special now. And it's, there's a couple of observations about having a child right at the top, but for the most part, it's just, I always believe in writing material that's relatable. And at the end of the day, as human beings, we're all just looking for someone to also relate to the fact that sometimes it is better to eat turkey out of a bag with your shirt off over the garbage. And so I think it's little things like that that can really save the world.
It really is. How you eat over top of a garbage bag is really going to save the world. All right. Well, beyond stand-up, tell me about some of your other TV gigs. I know you hosted some game shows, Excused and Separation Anxiety. You had that late night talk show, Truth and Iliza, and then the sketch comedy show, Iliza Shlesinger sketch show. What was it like getting to sort of, leave the stand-up realm and getting to do some of that stuff? I mean, it probably some crossover skill set, I would think.
I'd say the most recent thing, I have a movie called Good on Paper that's out on Netflix, and that came out just at the end of COVID about 2 years ago. And so right now we're working on another movie and a couple of TV things. And so I'm always trying to create and make things that come from an honest and funny place and flex different muscles. And the big thing that's coming out is I'm producing stand-up specials for other comics, for unknown comics. And so I have a series called Eliza's Locals, which you can watch on Hulu now. And the second season of it is going to be on Amazon. And so we're gearing up to start recording those. I really believe in giving people a voice who deserve one, who work hard. And that's what stand-up is fueled by, people that are funny, that work hard. And there's no more kingmakers anymore. You know, it used to be the Tonight Show or getting a special, but now there's so many avenues for it. So I just want to be a part of helping that next generation of comics sort of get a voice. And so that's what we're looking forward to while I'm on tour, while we're filming these shows, while I'm writing stuff. Also trying to make sure I'm a good mother to my small Chinese rescue dog, who will not be with me this weekend, but will be in my heart.
Oh, wait, you have a rescue dog too? So we got to rescue our little black lab named Liberty. What is yours? What's your name?
Her name is Tian Fu, and I bought her in a parking lot in Los Angeles right before COVID. And she's been with us ever since. And she's just, there's nothing greater in this life than getting to spoil a dog, because you know that dog won't grow up to be a bad citizen. So it's nice to get to give her everything.
I love that. A parking lot dog. There's the best kind.
Parking lot dog.
That's
there
awesome.
You go.
Well, quick, I wanted to double back real quick. You mentioned Good on Paper, because I know you not only were in it, but I believe you wrote the script for it too. So bravo to that. We've seen you do some Mark Wahlberg, The Instant Family, and Spencer Confidential. And then I guess your most acclaimed was actually like an indie drama. We're used to seeing you in comedies, but Pieces of a Woman, where you were the sister of Vanessa Kirby. I think she won Best Actress at Venice and even got an Oscar nomination for that. But what was it like getting to stretch into a dramatic film like that? You know, we wouldn't necessarily expect that from you, but you know, comedians and drama actors, to me, there's not that much different. I think comedy's almost harder. A lot of people I talk to.
I think it's always great to get to go to a set where you are the least experienced person, because all you have to do is shut your mouth and watch other people and let them make you better. If you're doing stand-up, you know, it's all me and I do everything. But when you go and you're on set with people like Vanessa or like Ellen Burstyn or stuff like that, it's just an absolute chance to get to learn something, which in Hollywood, you know, you don't get a ton of chances to do. So as an actor, I always want to be around people who are better than me, because stand-up is such a solo sport, and I'm so used to people coming out just for me. So it's nice to get to learn, I guess.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term. Yeah,
Ellen Burstyn played your mom, right? So do you call up Linda Blair and be like, all right, how do I spin my head around Exorcist style? Like,
that's exactly what I did. I called up Linda Blair and I said, how do I vomit on cue on camera? And she was like, turns out it's special effects. No, but it's a lot of fun. It's always great to be around other people who create. And as a comic, you know, you're alone on the road. So it's always good to get to be around people who are genuinely, truly talented. And I get to flex a different muscle.
I love it. Final seconds, because you've been generous with your time, but you mentioned that you're highlighting other stand-ups that are going today. Like, who are some of the funniest folks we should watch out for right now?
I mean, I'm definitely not going to spend my radio interview telling you to buy tickets to see other comics, but that's the great thing about the internet, is it's a meritocracy, and there's so many comics out there doing incredible things. So you can find someone to appeal to every single facet of your personality. But if you like good stand-up comedy that's well crafted and speaks to you and your parents and your kids, you can come on out and see me at my Get Ready tour this weekend in Maryland.
Yeah, we'll say Iliza Shlesinger is the funniest working today. That's what this interview is about.
It's more important than you say it than I say it. So as long as you got that soundbite, I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe I'll phrase it this way. Who are your all-time goats? Like, who did you admire or model your act after or just look up to?
No one. I'm a complete original. I don't model myself after anyone, but I do get inspired by the human condition and everyday ugliness. Like, a lot of the characters I do and voices I do are in response to our insecurities and ugliness as women, you know, whether it is shaving your big toe before you put on a pair of sandals, or digging your hand into the abyss that is your purse and coming up with you know, granola bar crumbs under your nails. This new hour is a lot of that. And I talk a lot about ugly women in this hour. And I think there's a hilarity and a vulnerability in being honest about how crazy we can be. So that's what we're going for.
Digging into the abyss of your purse. How did Ed Harris get in my purse? That's hilarious. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us again, everyone. The awesome comedian Iliza Shlesinger coming this Friday to the Hall at Live Casino in Arundel Mills, Maryland. So get your tickets now. Hey, thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.